that, we're going to dive on into Chapter 36, Dreams of the Past.
We left off last time. Volke had joined the Steel Thorn Inquisitors on a mission to get rid of some plague-ridden creatures. They finish their mission and kill both the Eldrin and the Arcanus, and the Grandmaster finally lowers his Eclipse aura. Volke had refused to join the Steel Thorn Inquisitors and instead opted to stay with the Frith Guild. So he's leaving to go back to the guild. And as he shadow steps, the first thing he notices is that it hurts again.
And that's sad. I mean, he's got that taste of not having to hurt from the Eclipse aura. But then Volke is like, I'm basically a darkness dolphin.
It's a great way to think of it.
Right.
Lucian is the other Nightmare Arcanist that was there with them, and he is trying to convince Volke to abandon the Frith Guild. He is also not a fan of Zelfree. He thinks he's a lowlife. So this is Volke now hearing this from Lucian. This is Volke hearing it from Thane before as well. So it's definitely causing some discomfort with Volke, and he just wants to better understand what the situation is. He returns to the inn, and Zelfree is, of course, waiting there for him. And Zelfree is honestly surprised that he didn't leave the guild. They start talking a little bit about the auras, mainly that the Eclipse aura was in effect, and Volke was able to gain power from it. And he asks about the Mimic aura, and it's what's called a Chimera aura. And it essentially allows Zelfree to pick and choose pieces from multiple different mythical creatures to form into one super cool evolved form Mimic. So he can take different abilities from different mythical creatures, which is very cool. In addition to talking through the different auras, Volke also does confront Zelfree on the different rumors, and Zelfree is very open and honest with them. He confirms that he did kill the Marshal of the Seas. He confirmed that he does benefit from the different rumors that are going around. He still has kind of the pirate rep going, so he gets some back channel information that he wouldn't have otherwise access to. So he still maintains that just because of the ancillary benefits that it brings with it. Volke is really excited to share this with Thane to try and encourage Thane to think Zelfree's a better person. I don't know how much he's going to buy into that, but he's really trying to foster a friendship there.
He just wants everybody to get along, okay?
Why can't we all be friends?
Well, and this is part of why Volke believes that Zelfree is definitely not the person that everybody thinks he is, because Zelfree cares too much for his apprentices.
He really does. We saw it in the first few books. He was up in arms anytime one of them was in danger.
Like, he literally had to kill his best friend at the end of the first book because he was trying to protect his apprentice. He crawled in the bottle for several decades because of it, like numerous occasions. It's hard to truly believe that Zelfree is this renegade as everybody believes him to be.
Mm-hmm. And it's tough because so much of that information, Volke is the only one that knows, or even the other apprentice, it's not widely known that he killed Ruma. It's not widely known that he's a drunk, or that might be widely known, but it might not be widely known why he's a drunk. So there's quite a bit that he is keeping from the broader society. Volke, having confronted Zelfree and feeling better about the situation, he goes to visit Adelgis, and it really looks like he's getting worse. Volke ends up falling asleep in the hospital room, and he has this very strange dream where he is reliving the leech being removed from Adelgis, but it's from Adelgis's point of view. So he's able to hear the conversations as they happened, and he learns that Theasin didn't want Adelgis to join the Frith Guild, that Adelgis was also supposed to be gathering information on Mimic Arcanus, and specifically how to bond with a Mimic. He understands that despite everything that's happened, Adelgis does still want to train under Zelfree. The final moment of it, Theasin actually rips the leech away from his body after the leech had threatened to hurt Adelgis more because it didn't want to stop feeding.
This is kind of weird. I can imagine this slimy, like, blood-covered leech just like, no. And my only thought was, why didn't Theasin just put the leech in stasis like he did with everything else? Like, at least with Adelgis. Like, wouldn't that have been the easier solution?
It seems like it, and I almost think he didn't because he doesn't care what the outcome is. Like, if Adelgis is hurt, it doesn't really bother him. So it's like, sure, whatever happens, happens. Let's seem like that's the only reason I can piece from it, just based on everything else and how he's treated Adelgis in other situations as well.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of as long as the leech is fine, he doesn't give a crap about anything else.
Yeah, it's strange and it's a hard point of view to shift to.
Definitely makes you feel for Adelgis.
Oh yeah, and all he wants is to get his father's pride and joy and praise, and that's never coming to him.
We do want to thank everybody for listening today. We do want to remember that we do post new episodes every Wednesday morning, 11 Eastern, 10 Central, and 8 Pacific Standard Time. We are on all podcasting platforms that are available. We are on YouTube as well for videos, and we want to give a big thank you and shout out to our editor, Dan Mackison, for including pictures and links to everything. If you wanted to reach out to us, we are on Gmail at frithguildpod@gmail.com, or we're on Facebook and any other social media at Frith Guild Podcast. We do want to thank the Frith Chronicles Wiki, as it is such a great resource. And I know as soon as the bestiary is released, whenever we get a release, and I know that the book came out, Shammy has posted pictures of it all over on her social media, and it looks so pretty. Once the book has been released and those that have purchased it have gotten a chance to look at it, the Frith Chronicles Wiki will be updated. So we will have lots of new information, so keep an eye out for that. And just want to remind everybody that link to everything is down in the description below, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Scott, you got anything else?
More tournament coming.
All right. Thanks for listening.